So Al, we talked about this before, family getting started with a storefront in Jamaica, Queens, to what the company is today. Can you take us through the evolution of how Cookies got started?
Sure. So in 1973, Cookie, my dad, Marvin, and Sonny saw the opportunity to open up their own store. It wasn't specifically related to children's wear in the beginning. They were just selling tube socks and underwear and really whatever they could get their hands on. And they had a lot of retail experience working for another family within our community in retail for a few years. And they saw the opportunity with low real estate prices to get into the retail business on their own. And they took the risk. They started a small store. And whatever they got their hands on was selling faster than they could get it in stock. So they started with a tiny little space, maybe 2,000 square feet in Jamaica, Queens, and then they slowly expanded it. They started buying more land and renting more properties and making the store and the assortment larger, and then they found their niche in children's apparel and really expanded it from there.
That's great. So you came involved in the digital age. So how did you get started and how did you get the e-commerce business started?
So when I was in college, the first thing I knew, most people, they don't know, what am I going to major in? What am I going to minor in? The one thing I knew was I'm not going to work in cookies. So I said, I'm going to work in cookies just to, get some income and try to figure out what I want to do in life and spend a little bit of time, in a business. But I'm definitely not going to make this my career. That became more clear to me. I definitely did not want to do retail. As I continued to work through college and after college and trying to figure things out. So I officially turned in my resignation in 2005, said, I'm out of here, I want to do something else. And then I stayed home for a couple of weeks and started to go crazy, met with the family and told them, look, I really want to do something in this business, I just don't know what it is exactly. So they gave me the leeway to really look around, and I was at the National Retail Federation show, and I saw technology for the first time as it applied to business. I was never really exposed to it. I saw different point-of-sale systems, I saw different warehouse management systems, I saw different e-commerce systems, and that world of technology and information technology was opened up to me. And as I started to do the research, I realized the potential of e-commerce, and I said, this is really where, if I'm going to stay with this company, I think I might be able to have an impact.
So you started the e-commerce business from really nothing. How did you get started and how big is it today?
So when we first got started in e-commerce, I knew nothing. Somebody that we knew through business introduced us to a person that had their own development company, developers, designers. I never spoke to a programmer before in my life. So we started interviewing some of these e-commerce companies, and very quickly I realized I had a lot to learn. So basically nothing that I learned in college was going to prepare me for e-commerce. I didn't even know how to use Microsoft Excel. So basically the way we got started was we chose a product category, just school uniforms, that we felt it was not a seasonal business, so that we weren't taking as much inventory risk if we couldn't sell it. And I started learning about the product, gathering product details, exporting information into spreadsheets with the help of some people, and figuring out what our assortment would look like, talking to different developers, talking to different designers, learning as I went, confusing myself as I went. And we started with an assortment of school uniforms with very little experience on efficiency, zero experience on fulfillment, zero experience on internet customer service. And we kind of learned as we went what it took. It was a totally new experience for me and for my wife. She was working with me in the beginning. It was just the two of us, and we just kind of figured it out as we went. I don't know if that answers the question.
No, that's great. So your customers rely on cookies today. Why do your customers rely on the products
So I think that our customers rely on cookies because we have the reputation for, first of all, being able to clothe your child in a full wardrobe for the entire year for less than $100. We really pride ourselves on that. Name brands, great quality, low prices. So quality, selection, and value. I think the other biggest reason that people identify with us and customers really rely on us is for their school uniforms. We have a very large direct-to-school sales program where we embroider, screen print, and customize school uniforms and offer them either directly to the school or set up mini web stores or micro stores for each school so that the parents could shop directly only for merchandise that is approved by the school, which is a very unique value proposition to the schools because we offer logoed apparel at a very low price with a pretty quick turnaround time. And I think our customers really appreciate that and really rely on us for that level of service and also for the pricing and the value.
That's awesome. So what is your selection today? How big is your operations? How many SKUs do you hold for this experience for your customers?
Sure. So when we first launched CookiesKids.com, we started with just under 1,000 SKUs, and that's at the color size level. Today, our assortment is over 50,000 SKUs at the color size level, and it's a major undertaking because to have that many individual SKUs that you need to manage, you need to worry about, you need to make sure to ensure quality, you need to make sure that your pricing is on, you need to make sure that all of that stuff sells, that it's appealing to the customer, that you have somewhere to put it in your warehouse and somewhere to keep it clean. You have to take photographs of all the product, you have to write product descriptions, and you ultimately are responsible for every piece of inventory that's in the warehouse. And our customers rely on us that all of those SKUs and all of the merchandise is always perfect. So that's a huge piece of what we do here, and what I think separates us is that we focus on those 45,000 SKUs, not just maybe on the top 5 or 10% on all 45,000 to 50,000 SKUs.
Now, tell us about cost of doing business versus competition in the marketplace. The internet is very competitive. The marketplace is very competitive. How do you plan on maintaining that for your customer and keep your expenses in line?
So our expenses really, for our business, other than the obvious, the utilities, the cost of goods, right, the infrastructure, the number one variable expense that we have is in labor. And because we're based in New York City, and because labor in New York City is unpredictable and on the rise, for example, when I started here, hourly labor was at $7.25, that was in 2006, and by next year, it's going to be at $15 an hour. So we're very cognizant that that's our greatest variable expense, and the only way we're going to continue to be able to offer our services and our merchandise at the prices that we do for the value that we do, we have two choices. One is move to a labor market that offers cheaper, more affordable labor, or the other one is become more efficient. And for now, we've chosen the latter, and that's why we've chosen Jazzy, because we truly believe that the software that we've seen from Jazzy is going to enable us to significantly cut our variable labor expense. And so far, for everything that we've implemented, that's been true.
Obviously, software is going to be a part of that and everything else, but where do you see your company going to, and how do you think software will help you evolve there too?
So I think the lowest hanging fruit for us on growth is efficiency, because when you provide a better customer experience, customers come back. And when they know that they could get something turned around from you on time, and it's a quality product, and it looks great, and there's nothing wrong, and when they need to return it, it's smooth. When they want to order it, it's easy, it's fast. They keep coming back, and they tell their friends. So the greatest ability for us to grow is going to be on recommendations, friends to other friends, family members to each other, recommending cookies. The other way I think we could easily grow is by expanding our product line even further, figuring out what people are looking for, going after the niche, and not just carrying what everyone else carries. So looking at different product lines that people might want, and always offering the best possible customer experience all around.